Well, you may have to pinch yourself if you're a Nottingham Forest fan. They're up to second in the table after beating Everton yesterday. Forest have won 5 top-flight games in a row for the first time since 1995. So, how far can they go this campaign? Well, Forest fan and Garibaldi podcaster presenter Max Hayes joins us now live. Good to see you, Max. What a Christmas it's been for Forest fans. I bet you can't stop smiling.
Yeah, absolutely, Vicky. Great to see you too. And as you just said, the smile, I cannot wipe it off my face at the minute. It's just unbelievable. I think when we talk about Forest, and of course we have the success with promotion with Steve Cooper coming up, of course, in that season and winning promotion through the playoffs, and that was brilliant. And then we've had the 2 seasons where we're fighting relegation. You've got the points deduction last season. We all know kind of the controversy that Forest found themselves in last year. Fast forward to now, the difference has just been remarkable, and you have to put that down to Nuno Espirito Santo, who's just done such a brilliant job with this squad. There is such togetherness, there is such energy, enthusiasm. It's everything you want from a Forest side, and for players wearing the red shirts, that is what you want every week, and Forest are giving it that, and a great win yesterday away at Goodison. Forest have never beaten Everton since getting promoted. We always struggle against Sean Dyche's sides, but another team ticked off and second in the Premier League. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, you really can't stop smiling, can you? Look, they're up to second, at least until Chelsea play tonight. But is there real belief, though, that they can secure a Champions League place? Because I dare say a lot of the pundits will say, no, they won't be there at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think there's no reason why Forest can't keep believing. And I think people that will write us off already, and many people have, they will have said, oh, Forest will drop off. You know, we're still at an early point of the season. Well, we're halfway there now. We're pretty much, and we're going into 2025 with a 5-point gap there with the league table between us and 6th. It's actually 7 points now. I'm just looking at it. It's unbelievable. You know, you just can't quite believe it. And people will write Forest off. But I think that's what's special this season. We have that togetherness. We have that passion and that fight that doesn't matter if Forest are written off this season. We can keep winning football games, and I just don't think this side fears anybody at the moment. Great wins, including Liverpool, beating them for the first time in such a long time, and teams like West Ham at home 3-0, a great away win at local rivals Leicester, and even yesterday against Everton. And that's just to name a few. Man United just a few weeks ago. There's been some real key results, and not just key results, key performances that have transferred obviously into winning games and ultimately keeping this unbelievable run going.
Yeah, you stole on my next question there. There are hosts of teams that you've beaten, you know, the likes of Manchester United and, of course, Liverpool, who are themselves on a great run at the moment. But you almost upset them on that run. You talked about, you know, Espirito Santo. What's he been able to do then tactically to get the best out of this team, do you feel?
I think he's made us more solid. And look, we will always be grateful to Steve Cooper, the man that got us promoted for the first time in 23 years. But I think what we have to think now is that Nuno has been that upgrade. He has been that Premier League manager, if you like. And he's just simply made us more solid at the back defensively. But the football we're playing at the minute, it tends to be that counter-attacking style. We've got great pace in the likes of Anthony Elanga. He's got, 1 assist and 3 goals in 4 games now. That's an unbelievable stat. And he hasn't even had the best start to a Forest season. Callum Hudson-Odoi was obviously left out yesterday. Forest still win without him, but he's been key. The likes of Morgan Gibbs-White going forward, Chris Wood as well. So we've not just got that solid defensive structure with a brilliant pairing of Murillo and Milenkovic, arguably maybe one of the best in the league at the minute. But going forward in the final third, that's where Forest are deadly. That's where Forest can really hurt teams and also break teams down that normally wouldn't be broken down in a way.
Look, you mentioned Chris Wood. Let's talk about him then, because he scored his 11th league goal against Everton, and of course he got the assist as you mentioned. Is he arguably the most important player in your side right now?
Absolutely. I mean, you just cannot. Just looking at that finish yesterday against Everton, the way he took it was stood in the away end, and it was almost like head tennis between him and Anthony Elanga, and you just wondered whether it was going to end up in the back of the net. But that goal yesterday showed a man in front of goal that is full of confidence, and Chris Wood is absolutely that. 11 goals now. He's breaking all sorts of records. He's the top Premier League goal scorer for Forest as well now. He just broke that record a couple of weeks ago. So he just seems to be such a key player. And it's funny with Chris Wood, and I don't mean this in a critical way, but last season he really struggled under Steve Cooper, and even maybe in the first couple of months of Nuno's tenure. But since the summer, he's really turned it on. I mean, I just think he's so vital for Forest, and almost playing to his strength, playing him on that kind of high defensive line, and getting balls in behind, and just breaking forward. He just seems to find himself at the right place at the right time. You've got the likes of Anthony Elanga and Callum Hudson-Odoi with that pace that can provide him with the goals, and it might be a simple tap in, it might be a trademark Chris Wood finish, but we need those trademark finishes. And we mentioned earlier about Champions League finishes. Well, if Forest are going to be up there at the end of the season, Chris Wood is that player to help us get over the line for sure.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Morgan Gibbs-White is also that sort of player as well. He also got on the score sheet, didn't he? When he's playing this well, do you fear that window's open in a couple of days? Are they going to be rat-a-tat-tatting on the door to sign him elsewhere?
Yeah, possibly, and it's a really good point, and it's the same with Murillo at the back as well. Forests have always almost had these two trademark players in the last season, really, of Morgan Gibbs-White and Murillo. Of course, there's going to be interest, and any club would be very happy to have Morgan Gibbs-White. But I just hope that there's almost a willingness from him to stay at the football club. I mean, who else is he going to go to really at the moment where he's loving life? He's getting first team football every single week, and Forest are flying. He knows how much he's loved by the fan base. There was a lovely moment yesterday where he came over just before, and the Forest fans and the Forest faithful were singing his name, and he almost stood there and gave them a kind of a round of applause, a standing ovation to thank them for their support. He knows how much he's loved, and we simply love him. He's just been brilliant, and he's just so crucial to this side. He is so significant to Forest picking up points, and in the midfield, an area where we all know football is won these days. He almost controls it. And I just think as well, he's such a brilliant servant off the pitch. You see videos on social media, you see messages and social media posts from fans. He seems to be kind of that almost homegrown player that we haven't really had, because he didn't come through Forest's academy, but he does really feel like one of our own. So we've got to hope he stays. It'll be difficult to keep hold of him, but I just hope that Morgan looks around the table and thinks, where else could I go?
Yeah, if he's listening now, I think he's going to stay with that tribute. That's for sure, Max. Look, of course, we mentioned they're the only team to beat Liverpool this season. They've got the joint second best away record in the league. Do you feel there are some unsung heroes in the defence that we can look at as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Murillo and Milenkovic, that pairing has been brilliant. I think in particular, Milenkovic has been the signing of the season for Forest. People would maybe argue Elliot Anderson thrown into that as well. But Milenkovic has really just provided another almost that kind of strength to that defensive pair with Murillo. And also, we've got to mention Morato, who slotted in brilliantly yesterday. Of course, Murillo pulled up in the warm-up. He had to come off, and albeit it's not a serious injury, so he should be back in the next couple of games. But it just shows the resilience from certain players that are waiting for their chance to come into this Forest side. Morato has been one of those. It was only his second Premier League debut yesterday. He's never played with Milenkovic, and he slotted in brilliantly. And look, if we were to lose Murillo, I think Forest fans would still be pretty happy with the central defensive partnership of Morato and Milenkovic, two brilliant players, aerially fantastic, and helping Forest in an area where we've really struggled recently, which is set pieces. That's been a massive improvement. That's down to Nuno and the coaching staff, but of course the defence that have been excellent as well. And even mentions to Nico Williams that had a great game yesterday and have done brilliant. Alex Moreno as well, and Harry Toffolo always comes on and seems to do a job. Whenever he's asked, he always gives 100% to the club.
Max, I don't want you to upset Liverpool fans that may or may not be watching. Some people are saying that there are similarities to Leicester's title-winning campaign. I know that, obviously, Liverpool have still got to come to your place as well. Are you daring to dream right now?
I think so. But I think we all know the quality that Liverpool have. And there's maybe similarities between Liverpool and Forest at the moment, with that kind of unbelievable record and both kind of players breaking records and also kind of two new managers, relatively new managers, with Nuno and Arne Slot doing very, very well and replacing fans' favourites, and that's what Nuno had to do with Steve Cooper. I think we can dream. I don't think we're going to win the league. I will say that now. But I think we can definitely come in the top six. And my 12th prediction back in the summer is looking probably a little bit silly now. People call me silly for saying it. And now Forest are flying. And long may it continue into 2025. And that game against Liverpool at the City Ground in the next few weeks to do the double over them. Arne Slot likes to bring it up every time that Forest have beaten Liverpool, and it would be nice to get 3 points again.
Yes, certainly would for Forest fans. Thank you very much for joining us, Max. Brilliant stuff from you.